Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock, Lockwood 005. Deadlock with safety release and all that sort of good stuff. It doesn't say 00, oh there it is, 005 on the back. So this one here, we're just going to key the like real quick. I'm just going to open that up. We don't want to disturb the box too much. I'll just take it out. So these ones, when I first got them, they can be a bit of a pain in the ass to rekey. I have found a quicker technique since then, so I'm going to show you. I mean, there's probably going to be some apprentices out there that are going to struggle with this one, so we'll do it quickly and I'll show you how it's done. So I've separated these two halves here. Here's my inner half, here's my front half. So I'm just going to remove that screw, and I don't need to pull it out of the pack or do all that, because then I've got to put it back in the pack. So I'm taking out this screw here, which is holding in the front cylinder. It's just a simple screw that's on top, nothing special. Assembling it all the way, then my cylinder will come out like this. Just going to take that little piece of cap off, put it there. Now I can start the rekey on the outer cylinder, which is kind of the easier one. It's the inner one that really gives me the cranks. It's got a couple of pieces of shim in there as a spring. It's got all this grease in there too, so if you don't pull it apart the right way, which a lot of us aren't going to do, we're going to pull it apart the wrong way 10 times and then, you know, eventually find an easier way. So that's what I did, that's what probably everyone else will do too. So I'm going to show you the easier way. So we've just gotten the cylinder out now, the front cylinder. Just going to quickly throw some pins in this. So the front one's no drama, straightforward cylinder with this cap on the back, holding it on the back of a 570 plug. So it's pretty easy. One last one to go. Okay, so that's my cylinder. I just dropped some new pins in it. Back together, test the key, cool. Now with this cap, if you look at it this way, it's got a slot in the middle, and the number one goes towards the stack height, so the top of the cylinder. Just putting in my cam screws now. Of course they have to be nice and tight. They do have a little bit of Loctite on them. They have to be nice and tight so they don't come undone. So you do them up tight. You don't want to stab yourself, so kind of hold it together and move the lock as well. Try and get them as tight as you can without breaking those screws. And that's done. So I'm going to put that back in the cylinder. So I put that back in the front housing. Put that little bit of a cap retainer on top right here. Get my screwdriver and just screw it in. I don't want to disturb the packaging too much, because the person who's fitting these doesn't want, you know, all their locks in a big huge bag. It's much nicer when you give the locks back in the original packaging so they can open them up one by one. Okay, here's where the magic is, this part here. Now many people are going to try and take it apart this way, and you're just going to end up getting grease and all the rest on your hands. Look, I've done that a few times already. So the quickest and easiest way I found was just to remove this circlip. So there's a circlip that runs right along here. I'm just going to use this tool here, just lift that circlip up. We don't want to lose anything on this one because we won't have any parts. So here's that circlip, and I'll just quickly show you. There's the circlip there. So now that circlip's out, it's important that you don't put the lock down this way. Put its cylinder or green side facing up. And here's the magic trick. So one finger here lifting up and over. You're going to take that housing off there and put it down beside it the same way it came off, so I know I could just dump that straight over the top. And you see these two diagonals, these are left and right, just like that. Now I'm going to put my finger on the cylinder and lift that housing up. I'm trying not to disturb anything, and there you go. So I'm just going to put that to the side. I'm going to take out my cylinder, rekey it, put it back and not disturb anything. What happens is it's underneath here, you've got these two black slides, and you've got this rivet which works as spring, and it's all covered in grease, and then you've got this carriage which it has to pick up on the knuckle, so it can be a little bit annoying really. So it's easier just to kind of do it the way I did it, and yeah, I had to do it a few times till I found the trick. So I did it wrong many times. Many locksmiths are going to be out there doing it wrong, saying, What's this new bit of rubbish from Lockwood? Why is it so hard to rekey? Why am I getting all this grease on my hands? And yeah, it is what it is. So I'm just putting some pins in there now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Test. Okay, that's good. Once again, the number 2 goes to the top of the cylinder. There's the number 2 right there. So the outside has a number 1, the inside has a number 2. This is that lock with the multi-tail pieces too, that you got a like little boot-shaped tail pieces. Okay, make sure they're nice and tight. Tight. Okay. Now I put this in with the keyway facing up, like so. I put this in straight over the top, like so. Put this over the top once again. Just wiggling, just until it drops in. Okay, so it's not dropping in. So I've actually got to get my, see that piece of shim right there? I've just got to push that in a little bit. Push that in a little bit and it should just drop over the top. There we go. So that's dropped in now. So I'm just making sure I'm squeezing here and here. So I'm keeping these 2 bits together. I'm just making sure that gap where the circlip goes is all ready and it's not coming out anywhere. So you can see that gap there, that 2mm gap. See that? It's not on this side, it's on this side. That's normal because that's where our circlip fits. Just going to start the circlip off, push it in, and remember it does have a kind of a clip in, so make sure it pushed in there, pushed in there, pushed in there, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so now the lock is in the open position. Turn, it moves. Let's try inside here with our screwdriver. We're just going to turn this one. Okay, that's working. We're going to turn it on bread and see if that moves. That doesn't move, so that's correct. One last test with the key. So I can turn it to locked position. I'll turn it to unlocked position. It turns. Now I just need to simply line up this part here with this part here. Keeping all. Once you unpack these, you never get them in the same spot. So I'm trying to keep it all nice and neat. If not, putting all this stuff back in a box like this could be quite annoying. I'll leave the keys out for now. So that's it, back in the box, ready to go. And we slide it in this box here. Still looks brand new. Put on the lid. And that's it. Lockwood 005, which is apparently a fire rated lock, 25-year warranty from manufacturer. Safety alert on the inside. So basically if you deadlock it when you come home and use your key from the outside, it will actually unlock that. So that's the inside there. So when you key lock it from the outside, it'll go red. So if somebody breaks in through a window or back door, they can't get out through your front door. When you come home, it'll automatically change that from red to green by using the key on the outside cylinder. So you don't need to undo it when you get home. So that's Lockwood 005, not my favourite lock, and it's a bit of a pain. A lot of people are going to have the same trouble I had trying to rekey it, so hopefully that makes it a little bit quicker. And leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.